Hi everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the Modulus devlog. My name's Jarvs, and I'm the new head of communications here at Happy Volcano. And what a time to be joining the team, because today we launch the Modulus demo. If you've been waiting to get your hands on our factory automation sandbox, now's the time to jump in, start optimizing, and let those conveyor belts roll. So, whether you're here for behind the scenes insights or you're just ready to jump into that demo, stick around and let's dive in. Building a game is all about choices. What stays in, what gets cut, and how every piece fits together to create the best possible experience. With the Modulus demo now live, we sat down with our creative director to talk about the design decisions that shaped it. From major shifts in the art style to scrapping entire mechanics, the demo is the result of a whole load of iteration. Why did we remove money as a resource? How do you design a factory game that gives players creative freedom while keeping things intuitive? And what lies ahead after the demo? Join us for a deep dive into the creative process behind the Modulus demo. Hi everybody, welcome back to the interview section of the devlog. Today we're going to learn a bit about what went into designing the demo in particular, and I am here today with our creative director, David. Hello, David.
Hi everyone. Just a quick introduction. I'm David. I'm the game director on Modulus, and I'm occupied with designing the game and just the overall vision of what it will become.
He's
I guess
the busiest man ever. He's got so much to do, and yeah, is the creative vision of Modulus. When I joined recently, we had a lovely chat, and I got to ask you some questions, and I thought it was really interesting. So when I was tasked with doing this devlog, I was like, we need to talk to David. We need to talk to him and sort of pick your brain about different reasons why you've done things in the demo, because I found it fascinating. So I'm assuming everybody else will as well. So I've got a few questions to go through today. There are more questions that you can find in the written version of the devlog on Steam as well. So if you want an even more in-depth look at what went into the demo, what didn't go into the demo, and design decisions, make sure you check out the written version as well. Editing Jarvs here, just jumping in. We actually recorded about half an hour to 40 minutes of this interview, and I think it's really worth listening to the full thing. We didn't manage to fit it all into this devlog, otherwise the devlog would have never ended. So what I've done is popped a few of the questions into this video to give you a bit of information about the demo, and if you want to watch the full version of the interview, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, because I will be editing the full version and putting it up as a standalone video in the coming weeks. But let's kick this off. So the first sort of section of questions are really around sort of core design choices that went into the demo. And the first one is, what were the key goals that you wanted to achieve with the demo?
well, so Modulus is kind of unique on a couple of fronts, and I wanted to at least show those unique mechanics in the game, in the demo. In this game, you can actually go inside any machine on your factory floor and have really intricate manipulations on a voxel-based shape. So every shape we call modules in the game is comprised out of different voxels, and by entering operators, you can actually decide how big you want to cut a part of a module, or you want to stamp out a piece, which color you want to give it. So it's all about complete freedom on how you design your blocks. There's no set recipes. It's just, we expect you, with this building, expects you to do this, but you can approach it in any way you like.
Okay, so next question. How does the demo reflect the overall vision for Modulus?
I kind of wanted to show like the basic mechanic of Modulus, where it's voxel-based operations and there's no set recipes, and I think that's clearly shown in the demo.
Yeah.
As you said before, you can find your own different approach on how to make a specific thing. So I really wanted to show that, but the full game will feature much more, and I feel like the demo is just the tip of the iceberg. Just for reference, I think the demo only touches on 5% of the whole content of the game, and early access will only touch on 66% of the content of the whole game. So there's so much more in store, and I can't wait to show you all of it.
So the next question is, what feedback from early playtests influenced last minute changes?
Okay, yeah, playtest is a big thing. We do a lot of them, and of course, there's a lot of stuff that comes out of it. We did a lot of changes, not just last minute ones, but there's a lot of changes in terms of mechanics that weren't clear, displaying information better, quality of life stuff, controls, tutorialization, and stuff like that. Was all things we're constantly working on because we value feedback from playtests a lot. We really believe that it will make the game a better, put it in a better position. But one clear last minute change was the currency in the game. So previously, on older playtests, we had a currency in the game that, in order to place an operator down or buildings, you'd have to pay for it, which makes it interesting in some way that upgrade operators would cost more. You cannot always place a building because you have to save up for it first. It's kind of like an economy that was going.
Yeah.
But after some initial play tests, it started looking like this idea or this mechanic was just being a bottleneck or a blocker in some way. So players would run out of money and couldn't place anything and had to wait. So that's definitely something we didn't want. So removing it was a bit of a big change, but it actually put the game in a better position. It's aligned more with the core design pillars of the games than experience,
Yeah.
experiment, creativity. So that's why we decided to remove it.
So I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that aspect because I think it's really interesting because it's a clear choice that you made. So what challenges came with removing a traditional in-game economy?
One of the big things in the game is, of course, upgrading buildings. So you start out with a small building and you can make it bigger, which will mean it outputs more. It gives you more to use in the factory in your later stages of your factory. Now, if we remove the money, we kind of had a problem there because that would mean that, well, there's not really anything blocking you from upgrading all of your buildings, which would make it just a waiting game because there's no decision to be made anymore. So it's not like, should I spend my money on this or on that? It's more of a thing like, yeah, I'm just waiting for my upgrade building. So it kind of hollowed out that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And instead, we decided actually to make it more interesting for players. So if you want to upgrade a building from floor 1 to floor 2, now it's going to require data shards. But data shards are also used in a tech tree. So you kind of have an interesting strategic decision for yourself to make at that point. Where should I spend them here and have a bigger output for this building and have more later? Or should I just use it now in a tech tree and have myself a new fancy toy to play with or
Yeah.
progress faster towards the goals? So that's actually interesting. So now by removing something, we reused another mechanic we have in the game, which creates a more interesting choice for a player.
So next question is, was there a specific moment or feature you really wanted players to experience in the demo?
So buildings in our game are kind of parts of your factory, but it's not the end goal. So basically, a building will produce something like cores or bots or processors that you will use in later buildings to create even more stuff. So basically, what happens is if you create a module, that those modules will actually be used in the building of that specific building. So there are the building blocks of that building, and it's not just like this artificial product that gets transformed magically into a building, but it's actually the building stones of that building. So you can see the buildings building up module by module as you go, and it's really satisfying to watch. And as I said before, like it's not the end point. So once the modules are going into the building will start producing something as well. And then there's an output back to your factory, which kind of serves a production line somewhere else in your factory as well. So yeah.
And then the last question is, what kind of feedback from the demo will be most valuable for shaping the final game? So how can people help, basically?
Well, I'm mostly worried about like complexity and balancing of this game. So I think when the demo drops, it's already gonna tell us something. But as I said before, we're doing a lot of play tests and we're really looking forward to hear your feedback about it. And we just want to make this a smooth experience. So yeah, I'm curious and I'm really looking forward to see how hardcore players will get with this mechanic and if we should support that more
Yeah.
or maybe not get too complicated or something. So that's something that's going to be interesting for me to see. Yeah, and then of course the tutorial is going to be crucial. We're going to keep fine tuning it.
Yeah.
So because it's really important in this type of game that you understand what you're doing. So we need to teach you the basics in order so you can have like a lot of fun with it.
And so we want to know basically from the demo, like, are people getting it? Do you understand? Is there anything we can improve on with that tutorial sort of thing? Let us know how you found the experience. Like, was the tutorial something that really helped you? Was there areas that you needed support on? Like, we want to know. It's the best thing you can do for indie teams. When there's a demo, give us your feedback. And there's lots of ways you can do that. So you can leave a review on the demo page. You can hop in our Discord and chat to us over there. We'll have a survey, or you can chat to us in the Steam Community Hub. Wherever you want to be, we will be listening. But yeah, thank you very much for taking time out of your ridiculously busy day, David. I really enjoyed that chat. I'm sure everybody else did as well. And yeah, we hope you all really enjoyed the demo. We're excited. We hope you enjoyed that snippet of an interview with David, and if you want to catch the full version, don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell over on our YouTube channel so you're notified when it goes live. And that's a wrap on the Modulus devlog. The Modulus demo is out now, and we can't wait to hear what you think. Whether you're testing new production lines, refining your automation strategies, or just enjoying the process, your feedback is going to help shape the future of the game. So be sure to join the discussion on Discord, wishlist Modulus on Steam, and drop your thoughts in the Community Hub. Also, when you're done with the demo, please do leave a review on Steam. It really helps us understand what you love and what we can improve upon for the full release. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Now go build some awesome factories. We'll see you in the next update, guys. Bye!